Good morning, my students. You know my name. I'm your uncle, Uncle Lawrence Obala, who is in charge of taking mathematics. This is SS2 mathematics, the first week. So in this first week, we are going to look at one important subject, and that topic is bearing. In mathematics, bearing. Then I will ask you now, what is bearing? What is bearing? Say that, look at what is on the board. Say that bearing is an angle measured clockwise from the north direction. An angle measured clockwise from the north direction. Then we have cardinal points. From using this cardinal point, I'll use it to explain the meaning of this bearing. Cardinal points. Then we have what we call 4 cardinal points, which is this. We have north, south, east, and west. These are our well-known cardinal points. From these cardinal points, we also have 8 cardinal points and 16 cardinal points. In these 8 cardinal points, look at our north, south, east, and west. If we subdivided it into 2 equal parts, it becomes northeast, which is this one. And when you talk about this side, it becomes southeast, which is this. If you look at this one, it becomes southwest. And here is what? Northwest. 4 cardinal points. So, if you are being given a question in a bearing, what I mean by measure from a clockwise direction now is that you must start from the north to measure it. Clockwise is when it's moving in this side, the way clock moves. Anti-clockwise is when it's moving this side. Remember I said that it is what? A clockwise direction. Then let us proceed. Look at this one. This is 2 notation of bearing. Notations. One is cardinal notation. In this cardinal notation, they will give you direction. They will give you direction. Like the example on the board. North 30 degrees east. This one is south 45 degrees west. Look at the illustration here. When you have our initial cardinal point, which is what? North, south, east, and west. Then this angle is moving from the north towards east. Look at our north. From north to east. It moves only 30 degrees. That is from north to this. Then it goes. In the other hand, this one is from south to west. It moves from south to west. This is our south. From south to west. So it becomes 45 degrees. 45 degrees. South 45 degrees west. It is moving from the south to west. Then look at the second one. The second one now is what? 3 digits notation. This one is anytime they do not give you any direction, it means that you are going to start from the what? North and moves clockwise. This is the one that illustrated that definition of what? Bearing. Which I said that it's an angle measured in a clockwise direction from the north. Then if you look at this one, this is 0.75 degrees. In this point, you must start from the north and moves. Look at this one. Remember that this is our north, south, east, and what? West. If you look at here, north, south, east, and west. 75. That 75 means that you start from the north. When you move 75, you now go to a particular point. In this one is 350 degree. In this 350 degree, here is you start from the north. 90, 90, 180. 180, you also move 270. That 270 you enter into the last quadrant, which is where this is where you will get what 350. Then it goes. I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Then let's proceed. Then I want to tell you that before we can be able to solve this sine and cosine rule, there is something that is before you can solve bearing, we need to understand. Let us revise what sine and cosine rule means. Then look at it. Sine and cosine rule. If you have a triangle like this, then all this capital A, B, C, capital A, B, C, they represent the angle at this point, and at this point. While if this is the capital C, here should be what? Small c. This small c, small b, small a represents the distance from B to A, or A to B, A towards C, and B towards A. Then when you are given a sine rule, it becomes sine rule is equals to A over sine A. Look at our A. A over sine angle A equals to, if you have B, it becomes B over sine what? Big B. If you talk about C, it's equal to C over sine what? Big well C. Remember that you can only solve two at the same time. There's no way you will solve all the three at the same time. You can it's either this and this, or this and this, or this and this. Then this one is cosine rule. And remember that whenever you are being given a question in bearing, anytime they make mention of distance, we normally use cosine rule. Bearing, we normally use what? Sine rule to determine it. Then look at this cosine rule. It says that, let us look at this board. If you are to determine the distance A, this distance A, they will give us C, they will give us what? B, they will give us the angle A. We have seen it. They give you this one, give you the other one, and give you the angle. So you are determining for the what? The distance, this A. If you are to determine distance C, they will give you B, they will give you what? A, they will give you what? C. If you are to determine for A, they will give you C, B, and A. If you are to do B, they will give you what? C, A, and what? B. So look at it here. A square, look at our A. A square is equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. Similarly, B square is equals to what? A square plus C square minus 2AC cos B. Another one is C square is equals to A square plus B square minus 2AB cos C. Then, let us apply all this formula. Let us apply sine rule, cosine rule in solving question in bearing. Then, example 1. This one says 3 towns, town A, town B, and what? C are situated so that AB, distance from A to B, from town A to B is 60 km, and distance from town A to C is 100 km. The bearing of B from A, my students, I want you to take note of this. Whenever they say bearing of something from A, if they say from A, which means the thing took off from A, the distance started from what? A. Bearing of B from A is 60 degrees. And the bearing of what? C from A is what? Everything now is moving from A is 290 degrees. Calculate the distance BC, the bearing of what? B from what? C. Remember I told you that if you are given a distance, you normally use what? Cosine rule. If you are given a turn to find the bearing, you normally use what? sine rule. Then let us see how the solving is. Look at it here. You still remember the question? Three towns A, B, and C are situated so that AB equals to 60, BC, AC is equal to 100. The bearing of what? B from A. You first of all draw this line. You first of all make 4 cardinal points. Label that place point what? A. From that point A, B took off at the angle of what? 60 degrees. Look at it here. You make 60 degrees, it now goes. This is what? B. The distance is what? 60 what? Kilometer. Then, you also look at the bearing of what? C from A, from the same A, is 290. So, which means when you start from here, remember I told you that if there is no direction, what do? You start from the north and be moving clockwise, in a clockwise direction. So in that case, it means that from here to here is 90. From here to here is another 90, which is what? 180. From here is what? 270. Then 290 will fall into this last one. Then from here to here is what? 290. Then Inan took off and moved to dot and what? C. The distance is what? 100 kilometer. Distance is what? 100 kilometer. Then now close this thing, join the 2 points. Remember the first distance says we should calculate the distance BC, which is known as what? A. Remember I told you that if here is capital A means the angle at what? This point. Then this A is now is what? The distance. Then for this B, the angle at this point, this one is what? The distance. This is what? 60. This is the angle. Then for the distance, we first of all said angle CAB is equals to, this one is already 60 degrees. Then for you to know the left over here, the remaining angle here, it becomes 360 minus 290, which is what? 70. Then when you add 60 plus 70, give you what? 130. Which gave us that angle at A is what? 130 degree. Then remember I told you that if you are to determine for A, they will give you B, they will give you what? C. And they will give you angle in between B and what? C, which is angle what? A. Then you apply your what? Cosine rule. BC square or A square, look at it here, A square, which is equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. What is our B? Our B is what? 100. What is our C? 60. So 100 square plus 60 square minus 2 times 100 times 60 cos 130. 100 square is 10,000. 60 square is what? 3,600 minus 2 times 100 times 60 is what? 12,000. Cos 130 is what? Minus 0.6428. Then minus times minus will give you what? Plus. So when this times this, you have 7713.6. Then you add it together, it gives you this 21313.6. Then remember, this is A square. For you to remove this square, it becomes A is going to turn to be square root of this 21313.6. Square root of this, which will give you what? 145.99 kilometer. You now bring it to the, approximate it to the what? Nearest whole number, nearest kilometer. Then becomes 146 kilometer. Hope you are getting it. Then the next one now says, the next question now says B. B now is what? The bearing of what? B from C. I want to show you something. Let us go back to the drawing. If they ask you now, bearing of B from C, what does it mean? It means at what angle will somebody who is here, who at this point, turn so that the person now will move. The person now will just move like this. Bam. If the person now turn from here to this point, the person now can be able to move straight towards B. That is what they mean. What is that angle that when somebody that is in C, town C, will turn so that the person now will be able to move straight to town what? B. Without from C to A and from A to what? To B. This is what we are talking about. And because of that, we are going to use sine rule in determining it. So since we are to determine angle that is here, what are we going to do? If what is here is 70, here is also 70. Remember what I taught you, you remember the alternate angle. If what is here is 30, here is 70, 70. Then what do you need to do? You need to determine the angle here. If you get the angle here, remember from here to this place is what? 180. It's going to be 180 minus the total angle, this and this. That will give you the angle that you will turn before you can come straight to B. Then, in that case, the size involved now is C is involved and A is also what? Involved. So it becomes A over sine A is equal to C over sine C. What is our A? We have gotten our A as 146. 146 over sine 30, 130 is equal to 60 over sine C. Then you cross multiply this times this, which is this. 60 times this, which is 60 sine 130 over what? 146. Equals to 60 times. Sine 130 is what? 0.7660. All over 146. 60 times 0.7660 will give you 45.96. 45.96 divided by 146 will give you 0.3148. At this point, you want to get only C. It becomes sine inverse. Sine inverse of 0.3148 will give you what? 18.35. Finally, you now move down to that drawing. Let me pick just these points and look at it here. Since this side is 70 degrees, this is the angle that we have gotten. Then we are now looking from here to here. That is the angle the person now will turn before the person now will move straight to what? From town C to town what? B. Then in that case, it becomes, remember that this is half of a circle, which is 180. Total angle here is 180. So 180 minus 70, put brackets, 70 plus what? 18 point this. This plus this will give you 88.35. 180 minus 88.35, which is equals to 91.65. So, what are we talking about? We are talking about that we are saying that this is the angle a person who is in town C will turn so that the person now will move straight to town B without moving from town C to A and from A to B. This is what we are talking about when we say bearing. Finally, let me just revise what I've done. You know the definitions. You also know the cardinal points. You can also develop 16 cardinal points by subdividing this one into so many this. Another one is, look at the notations. Whenever it is being given in direction, you follow it. It can be given in this form or in this form. When it is given in this form, you start from the words, from the knots, and move clockwise. Then you need to know sine and what? Cosine rule. They are very, very important. Without this knowledge of sine and cosine rule, you cannot be able to solve a bearing. Problem in what? In bearing. So, from this, I want you to go to your textbooks and solve so many examples using this method. When you come back, then anyone you find difficult will now help out. Thank you. Great and glorious and